Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Monday, September 26th, 2016. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Now for the news in detail.
Now, while the government will not, in the foreseeable future, increase taxes, we would like those who owe the government taxes to pay.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Amory, made that appeal to taxpayers on September 22nd, stating that the government does not want to engage in any litigation to collect taxes.
We prefer that you pay voluntarily, and if you're finding difficulty in paying, don't ignore the tax collector. If there is a need to restructure, that could be done, but we need to collect the revenue so we can provide the health services, education, the roads.
Meantime, Premier Amory, who is also the Minister of Finance, also noted that the government has come a long way in restructuring its debt arrangements with its creditors.
We are now at a point where we feel more comfortable with, our creditors feel more comfortable with us. Because as the Minister of Finance, and I am very much aware, that you cannot be a bad debtor and expect to get credit. We have repaired the bridges with the Kuwaiti Fund. We have repaired the bridges of the bad debt which we inherited with the CDB. We are doing the same thing with other institutions locally, with our bankers locally, and we feel that they are satisfied with the efforts we are making.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Amory, addressing the September 22nd consultation on the economy put on by the Ministry of Finance. Meantime, the annual national consultation on the economy to be hosted by the Federal Ministry of Finance will be held from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 28th at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort Ballroom under the theme Working Together, Accelerating Growth and Building Resilience. This year's national consultation on the economy is expected to take a different focus by listening to the inputs from several social and economic partners from the public and private sectors and civil society. They will benefit from small group discussions with the facilitator, and the rapporteur will report back to the plenary session, according to Deputy Financial Secretary Calvin Edwards. He says this format will lend itself to input from people rather than lecturing to them. President of the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Jose Rosa, along with Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Vance Amory, will give remarks. Prime Minister Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris will present the feature address, and Financial Secretary Hilary Hazel will deliver a presentation on the state of the economy. Roger Brisbane has been invited to speak about supporting the agricultural sector. Several stakeholder groups are anticipated to join in the discussions in an effort to accelerate growth and promote sustainable development in the Federation. These groups include the financial services, which will look at the legal and regulatory environment and issues such as the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, FATCA, and de-risking. Social development will focus on education and technical vocational education training, TVET in particular, and safety and security. In order to stimulate growth in the production sector, areas such as agriculture, information communication technologies, manufacturing, and tourism will be examined. The Nevis Island Administration has begun looking into the provision of an all-weather track for use by track and field athletes here on Nevis. Premier, the Honourable Vance Amory, recently noted that over the years, Nevis has produced some good quality athletes, hence the need for such a facility.
In the area of the Long Point Port, just as you're going towards the port, where the contact in that area on the, where they had their concrete plant. It's an area which we had, we are trying to get some specific technical advice on it to make sure that that is the best location. There are other locations which we looked at for the provision of an all-weather track for use by our people, but also for use in international meets. Well, regional meets rather than international meets. And this would be in that area if it is proven that it is a suitable area for it. We have gotten some designs, we've gotten some proposals. We have one of our track and field coaches working together with the people from St. Kitts who established their own track and field to get something in that area.
The availability of the track, as noted by Premier Amory, would motivate talented athletes to continue their training for track and field events beyond the secondary school.
Whether they go to university on track scholarship, or they go to Carifta Games, or to Olympic, we don't know where they will go, so we have to give them the opportunity. Once we have the final arrangements, we think it might cost us about between $8 and $10 million to provide the track and also to provide the amenities like the pavilions and changing rooms and all of those things. But we really want to take it a step further.
A football field, according to Premier Amory, will also be included as part of that development, as the El Camino T. Willett Park will eventually become a cricket stadium.
It will be a proper 400 track. It will be a football field inside. We've made that quite clear. We want to separate the two competing sports of football and cricket, because one we know is detrimental to the other. Football on a cricket field is not the best thing to have. Because it damages the surface.
Premier Amory was at the time meeting with the executive of the Nevis division of the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Still to come, Federal Minister of Education reports improvements in Cape, congratulates students, lecturers and parents. The details after this break.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Tourism last week hosted delegates from the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, who were on assignment to produce a video to promote Nevis's tourism product to the people of Taiwan. Communications Officer Sheila James has that story in this evening's edition of the Ministry of Tourism's News Extra.
The delegates were accompanied by Councillor Eugene Yu Jingshu from the Embassy of the Republic of China and Taiwan in St. Kitts, historian Mr. Leonard Stapleton, two Taiwanese interns based with the Ministry of Tourism St. Kitts, and an official from the Ministry of Tourism Nevis. Mei Lu, reporter from the News Programme Centre News Department of Formosa Television, expressed sincere gratitude to the people and the government of Nevis for affording them the opportunity to record some of the most beautiful features on the island of Nevis. The delegates were treated to an island tour and introduced to Nevis's popular tourist attractions, which included the Hamilton Museum, Botanical Gardens, Montpellier Plantation Inn, the Hermitage, the Heritage Village in Fothergill, the Bath and Hotel and Springs, New River and the Artisan Village. The delegates were also introduced to local cuisine at Esme's Bar at Eden's Ground, where they treated their taste buds to goat water, pig soup and cook-up. They were also given the history of how these dishes were first introduced to the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. May added that she cannot wait to share this fantastic experience with the people of the Republic of China and Taiwan. The tourism production will be viewed in Taiwan before it is shared with the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis in the not-too-distant future.
Communications Officer in the Ministry of Tourism, Sheila James. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, the Honourable Sean Richards, said there has been a slight improvement by the Nevis Sixth Form College in the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE, while the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College CFBC has received better results. Reporting on the 2016 CXC results, the Education Minister said the total number of candidates in both colleges sitting the 2016 May-June CAPE examinations was 519 compared to 514 in 2015. Exams were written in 48 units across St. Kitts and Nevis. There were 1,923 subject entries compared to 1,855 in 2015, with 1,649 entries returning passing grades for a national average pass rate of 85.75% compared with 85.84% in 2015 and 84.66% in 2014. Both colleges returned 100% pass rates in Art and Design Unit 1, French Units 1 and 2, Geography Unit 1, Pure Mathematics Units 1 and 2, and Spanish Units 1 and 2. Of the 1,306 registered subject entries at the CFBC for the 2016 examinations, 86.52% or 1,130 entries returned a passing grade. Of the 617 subject entries registered for CAPE at the Nevis Sixth Form College, 519 or 84.12% of entries returned passing grades. It is apparent, however, that much work needs to be done in a number of subject areas to ensure that our students get the very best chance of achieving success in their studies, Minister Richards said. He took the opportunity to congratulate the students and lecturers at the Nevis Sixth Form College and the CFBC Division of Arts, Sciences and General Studies for their diligence. In most instances, it has contributed to another year of sterling performance by our students, said the Minister of Education, who also commended the parents for their support. The St. Paul's Anglican Church yesterday hosted its first Health and Wellness Sunday as one of the activities to celebrate Wellness Day here on Nevis. Member of the church and permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nicole Slack-Liburd, spoke to us after the event.
We started this morning with health screening for blood pressure and blood sugar, and we had an overwhelming response, and almost 50 persons presented for testing. After which we followed with a walk, and persons were so excited about the walk that they actually walked outside of the route to wanting to walk a little further. So we see that our members are excited about physical activity, and we welcome that. After the walk, we proceeded with a presentation with a focus on non-communicable diseases. The discussion focused on the theme for Caribbean Wellness Day, which is healthy children in healthy environments, and discussed the home, school, and church environment and how these environments are healthy at some times, but also can be unhealthy, and looked at what we need to do as not only a church but a society to address these problems.
After the walk, the members of the church gathered at the church hall for a light breakfast, and some of the members also shared their thoughts on the event.
Oh, it's great. It's something that I'm accustomed to in the past. In recent times, we're not having it. So it's really nice, really nice, very enjoyable.
I believe that it was a wonderful initiative. The walk was a good walk where the members walk around the block, came down Paddock Road and back to the church, and I think that they enjoyed it. So all in all, I think that today's activities was well indeed appreciated, and the participation was good.
Health is a concern, a major concern, and it's good that the church is involved. And what I found that this activity, it cut across all the age groups, because you had the young, you had the middle-aged, the not so, the young, everybody coming together. And since health is such a concern, it is good that the church is involved. So I'm very thankful to be a part of this, and I think that is something that other churches can emulate as well.
The breakfast was followed by fellowship at the church. And that brings us to the end of tonight's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing the newscast this evening. Good night.
This one is going out to the land of my birth, Queen City, Nevis.
one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.